Have you ever wanted a 1995 Orlando Pirates kit and just never known where to get it? Or the Cameroon top of Samuel Eto'o when they had no sleeves? Classicshirts.co.za. Wow, man, absolutely brilliant shirts. But we joined here in studio. Once again, the man is back with us. Tiane, Mabasa, how you doing, my brother?
No, thanks, man. You're talking about shirts that I really like.
Classic shirts, nah? I mean, I see you donning one here, Ajax Amsterdam.
Yeah, no, that's when you support football.
Yeah.
Because, you're not affiliated only to your club here at home.
Mm-hmm.
You can also enjoy, and I've seen a lot of this, around, where people just wear a shirt, simply because it's beautiful.
Sure,
Not necessarily that they support the club,
Yeah.
So that's beautiful to see.
Check them out. That's Classic Shirts on all social media pages. But Tiani, before we get into the business of the day, I mean, the new setting today, new vibe. I mean, how do you think? It's like we're at a beach party somewhere, huh?
Yeah, it's like I'm just adding a year to my life, Because when you feel good like this,
Sure.
yeah, you never know, it's beautiful, man. Thanks for bringing us here.
But Tiani, let's get into it. I mean, a lot's happened in the world of football. I mean, two things that obviously stand out for us is obviously the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Maybe just getting your thoughts around, these individual awards. I think Arsene Wenger once spoke about he doesn't think there's a need for these individual awards and, to say one player is the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Is that still something, I mean, do you subscribe to that principle, or do you think, look, at the end of the year, we should honor one player, and this year it was Benzema?
No, he's mad.
You're calling
He's
the professor
like,
mad, huh?
No, seriously though,
Sure.
because there's no way you can have awards.
Yeah.
The problem is it appears like a France, award, not a world award. You know what I mean?
Zidane was there. All these guys,
All these
and they're
guys
speaking French.
In their own backyard. It's always in one place. Obviously, maybe rebrand it to, even if you still call it the Ballon d'Or, but make it a world football kind of award.
Yeah.
Yes, FIFA have it.
Yeah.
Centralize it like that. Don't the way they've done it is it's a bit problematic for me.
Sure.
What if maybe here in South Africa we also say we have our own Ballon d'Or, we have a name,
Who would win it? Manti last week said Jali. I don't know if you watched that one. Manti last week saying that Jali for him is the best player in the country. But hey, a lot of people would have their views on that.
Yeah, no, it creates that debate, you see.
Sure.
That's the good thing about it. But I think, if it's owned within FIFA, man.
Yeah.
But then what do you do with its history as well, Maybe they were supposed to have some vision back in the day when they started it, that they're dealing with world awards, not necessarily, awards from that. Some people who watch, they always feel it's more like your European awards. There are a lot of European players,
Sure.
so you'll never run away from that.
But the winner for you, I mean, Benzema, I mean, the career that he's had.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a famous picture where, he's clapping when Ronaldo obviously won it, and Sergio Ramos was in that picture, and James Rodriguez. When they were still at Real Madrid, iconic picture. And a lot of people caption and say, just wait for your time. And, a couple of years later, 7 years, I think it is later, there he is winning the Ballon d'Or. So totally deserved, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think maybe the secret is in the beard. He didn't have a beard at that time.
So you think the beard is giving him a bit of an edge?
Yeah,
Brilliant player,
but well deserved. Look, some people said Sadio Mane had a shot. Yeah, like Sadio to finish second.
Yeah.
I think even if you compare with the individual awards at club level, you can see that actually Benzema won more, compared to Sadio. So for me, there was no debate about this. The only, obviously, problem I have with this is that they didn't have it was the 2020 because they said no, COVID and all sorts of things. But Lewandowski at that time was supposed to be on.
A lot of people are saying that.
So that's the only, only debate I'll have that going forward. For me, it's well deserved, truly deserved. This man. The only thing, I'm going to challenge you on, Emalo, is the problem with football is that once you start scoring goals, you are the best player.
Yeah, 100%.
That's
I've
the
had
problem
this debate,
for me.
yeah.
You know?
A lot of people now even are saying, Manchester City's Haaland is a potential Ballon d'Or, but is that based on the fact that he scores goals?
Because he scores goals,
100%.
So that's the issue for me. It's like here at home as well. I remember Siyabonga Nomve, then I have nothing against him when he was at Swallows, about 12, 13 years ago. And then he won almost every PSL award. But you know what was the issue? Well, the issue for me was, even when they were judging and they invited us, my argument was, 5 of those goals are penalties. You know what? Anyone in the team would have taken a penalty.
Yes, but
you
they
know
gave
what I'm
it
saying?
to him.
So now, because he focused more on the numbers, you don't focus more on the general play as well.
I see.
That's why Thibaut Courtois was very angry. In fact, he felt actually he had a chance against Benzema because he put out his argument. He said goalkeepers will never stand a chance.
No, they won't.
They will never stand a chance. It doesn't matter what you do as a goalkeeper.
To win that award is
so maybe if we start punting more on the number of saves they're making, crucial saves, match-winning saves, maybe we'll look at them. I think what his point was, look at football
holistically.
Yes,
100%.
absolutely.
Tiani, let's get into another thing quickly. Ronaldo, is he being unfairly treated at Man United? Is Ten Hag, showing his hand in too much of a strong way with regards to Ronaldo? What's your view around the whole Ronaldo issue?
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up. Such a relevant topic. For me, Ronaldo was supposed to leave Man U because I'll tell you why. When they appointed, Ten Hag, there was a report that came out, I think, saying he's not in his plans. Ronaldo is not in Ten Hag's plans. And then you could see that, this guy actually doesn't really rate Ronaldo at this stage. Anyone would have done that, obviously, in the past seasons. But he doesn't feel he can contribute anymore. But he has to keep pretending that he's got a place in his team. When you can see, he doesn't actually have a place in his team.
But this guy was the leading goal scorer at Man U last season.
Absolutely, I agree.
Find a place.
But the coach unfortunately doesn't rate him at this stage. Not only at this stage. If you look at where he's going with the team, it doesn't see Ronaldo in his team.
He wants the high pressing from the front.
Exactly. And for a player of that caliber, either you have him starting or he's not at the team anymore. It's better that, for me, Ronaldo should leave Man United.
Wow, that's the words of Tiani Mavasa saying Ronaldo should leave Manchester United. Who knows, man? Maybe he should have gone to Manchester City. But we'll be back here on Off the Pitch after the break. Stay tuned. Thanks for staying with us here on Off the Pitch. As you can see, we're in a new setting. I mean, there's swimming pools, there's vibes all over the place. But, a big derby coming up on the weekend. But before we get into that, Tiani, maybe just to ask you, I mean, you've been to a lot of derbies. Have you watched derbies maybe outside of South Africa?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're poor, these are the results.
He's unplayable. He's unplayable. But Tiani, let's talk about South African derbies before we get into, obviously the big one on the weekend. From a South Africa point of view, which are the 3-4 derbies that you think are not highlighted or people don't make enough of? I mean, in Cape Town, let's have a look at the two teams that represent the Cape Town derby.
Yeah, it should be big,
Sure.
But the problem is maybe sometimes, these clubs, they come and go. So you can't necessarily have two teams facing each other over a long time,
Sharp.
Like, say, maybe if Ajax Cape Town was still Ajax Cape Town, and then there was still Santos, for example,
Back in the
so
days,
back in the day. So then you have something. Maybe if you go back, then there's Cape Town Spurs.
Yes.
Not the new Cape Town Spurs.
Yeah.
The one of Roger Lupia or Francis Shonai, back in the late 90s. Then you could be talking about a big derby, But I think the mere fact that there's so much change, teams getting relegated, teams getting sold, it's hard
in the derbies.
Yeah, so people don't actually relate to the new team as they are their team, because that team has changed ownership, changed the name, so it doesn't represent them anymore. I think that's what kills some derbies. But we still have some that you can put together and say, it's still a decent one.
Limpopo, I mean, your province, what's happening?
Maybe like when we're still in Cape Town. There's still Cape Town City versus Stellenbosch. Over a long run, it could be something interesting. Then if you go to Limpopo, then obviously you have your Black Leopards versus TTM. But then there's a Venda Football Academy in the picture. They from the same area, so they will say, well, we are also part of it. So very, very interesting. But unfortunately now, the situation is you are in Limpopo, you don't have these teams that we are talking about in the
top division,
Premier League. So that's the problem to begin with. But in terms of support, if you have Black Leopards playing TTM, Toronto Stadium,
you'll get the numbers.
Definitely. So we can't kill that culture. You know what I'm saying? We've had some good derbies that are no more, which is quite sad. Bloemfontein Celtic versus Free State Stars. Came with goals. I can even remember the previous lineups from years and years ago, because it was so interesting. But the constant change, man, it's killing you.
And is that something that maybe the European nations and countries do better? Is that they keep the history, they keep the clubs intact, they don't have change of names. I mean, Leeds United can go all the way down and come all the way up, but it's the same brand, same ownership.
And I think that's what we must encourage as well in South African football, because yes, you can buy a club, but keep it where it is.
100%.
You know what I mean? If you're going to buy Chelsea today, they will stay in London. If you buy Arsenal, they will stay in London. If you buy Man City, they keep the same name. They stay where?
100%.
So now the problem is, now you buy a club here, you move it to Mpumalanga from Gauteng.
It's all over the show.
It's all over the show. So that culture,
you lose a lot.
You lose a lot.
Tshwane Derby for you?
Tshwane Derby as well.
How has that been? I mean, predominantly been dominated by Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah, it's a mismatch kind of thing. Yeah, it's
still a hot game, still a good property for people to watch, still a good derby.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You know what? It makes it even more interesting is that you have a lot of players from SuperSport United who are now at Sundowns. Now they have to face their.
And in Europe, Danny, that's not something that's quite regular. I mean, we saw Sol Campbell when he moved over from Tottenham to Arsenal, but generally in Europe, this thing of moving to rival clubs is not something that a lot of people respect, and the fans definitely have a problem with that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can't be moving like that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, but unfortunately here, people have to balance the books.
Ronald Williams moving over.
Yeah, it balances the books at SuperSport. People think it's easy for them because they are owned by the guys from Randburg. But the thing is, those guys have a specific focus as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be make it difficult. Look at the best player at SuperSport United now, next season at Sundowns.
Yeah. Danny, the big one, Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, big derby coming up on Saturday, FNB Stadium. I know you'll be there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that derby. The history of it, the current. Is it still the standout fixture in South African football?
Yeah, no, it is. Definitely. I once had a fight with
you're fighting now.
this guy. Yeah, and I'm a Pirates fan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's no secret.
Okay.
We all support our clubs. We all support our clubs. We all grew up with a certain club. My father supported Pirates. I supported Pirates. Back in the day. You go with what your parents go
100%,
with.
100%.
Yeah. So now, when we had a fight, it was more to do with the setting at the moment.
Yeah.
It was Vladimir Vermezovic when he was at Kaizer Chiefs, I think.
Remember.
And I said to him, what do you think of this setting where our fans are sitting in the same place?
I mean, that's something I can't understand.
And he said,
they should be separated.
Yeah, he said, you're crazy. You're mad because, do you expect these guys now to fight each other? I said, no, not to fight.
Yes, but that
imagine,
rivalry.
Mina, that's the only thing I'll discourage because you know, as rival fans, no, you must understand where this thing comes. You know, you can't be friends and sit in the same place. No, we've lost that. In terms of football, at least we've seen some goals in the past few games. You know, Chiefs have won the last 3. Pirates must remember that.
Sure.
So now Pirates have to respond as well. Quite interesting.
Is there a thing for you, Diane, just quickly as we wrap up in derbies, where Mangoba, actually Sundowns coach, mentioned that, you know, a lot of PSL teams are playing not to lose. They are worried about their jobs. In a derby, do you also think that coaches would rather play for a draw and be safe?
Same thing.
And rather not try and overextend themselves and lose?
And I hate that
thing. Play for a draw 0-0.
I hate that thing with a passion.
Likewise.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, get into the field and go and play to win.
Yeah.
Like, remember, maybe let's take a few years back when Benny McCarthy was still at Pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates won that game 3-2, I think. Because from the first minute, they were playing to win.
Yeah.
Both teams.
Yeah.
Now you have these teams.
Too tactical.
You know, like that. You know. I'll tell you one thing without mentioning a coach. You know, in football, you don't have to be coaching players all the time. Hey, Malo, this move.
I see,
you know that thing. It kills
their natural ability.
Exactly,
and
it
freedom,
does that.
Freedom.
And that's what we see in the derby as well. You know, a player is not going to move up and down, up and down.
He cannot even express himself.
Yes.
Tiani?
When he moves up and down, he'll be told.
Tiani, but enjoy the game. It's going to be absolutely brilliant.
I will. Hopefully we have an early goal because that opens things up.
100%. Yeah. But Tiani, we'll see you again, obviously, very, very soon after the derby to come and unpack it. But Big Sam is going to talk about all the EPL derbies. Stay tuned. Thanks for staying with us here on Off the Pitch. We're here now joined with Big Sam or Little Sam, I don't know. European football, Sam. That's where you know him from. Sam, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm good on yourself, Mala.
Nice setting. You like the new vibe?
No, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Very, very good.
Love the trees, all the scenery as well.
Absolutely brilliant. We were talking with Diane about, you know, just derbies, whether it's on the continent or in South Africa. We know there's obviously the big Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates, but from a English football point of view, you know, you're our resident analyst with regards to that. I mean, Manchester United versus Manchester City, it's always been a tough fixture. And I mean, Tiani was talking about, you know, in South Africa, we sit together. You know, a Chiefs fan will be with a Pirates fan, all mixed and mashed. But I mean, in England, that definitely does not happen.
Yeah.
You sit separately, it's red on one side, blue on another side.
And I can imagine with their culture, also the pubs that they have.
100%.
They have pubs segregated just for each supporters team.
You're bringing something different.
Can you imagine having somebody inside there that doesn't support your team?
But looking at the fixtures themselves, I mean, historically, we were talking off air that does it seem to be that Manchester United, you know, sometimes they do have the number on Manchester City. But of late, I mean, obviously, with the investment that Manchester City have pumped in, they seem to be dominating. They seem
more
to
so
be
dominating.
Manchester United have just not been able. Yes, there's been times, a couple, I think 5-6 games ago, they were able to beat them. But for now, Manchester City is dominating.
Yeah, very much on top.
Yeah.
I can quite imagine with Ten Hag now getting more comfortable and showing what his vision is for Manchester United, that it's soon going to come to pass that they will beat Manchester City, because he's playing a very competitive game. I like his passing style. He's really bringing the Ajax style that he had right into this Manchester United team, and you can see it with the current fixtures now. They're winning.
You know?
We
We mentioned that with Dan, I mean, maybe just to bring you in on the Ronaldo issue, now that we're talking about these two teams. What's your view on it? You know, around how Ten Hag has treated him. I mean, he's a big name player, big superstar. Is he being unfairly treated, in your opinion? Or look,
I wouldn't actually say he's been unfairly treated, because at the start of the season, during the preseason, he stated that he didn't want Ronaldo. He didn't have him as a part of the plan for his moving forward with the team. So I'm not surprised that he's not playing him at all. I think that it's unfortunate that they didn't push to sell him, especially with the fact that he's got this big name. He wants to continue scoring to increase his records, etc., and have that opportunity to play. But I'm not surprised that Ten Hag isn't playing him. I just think that the club treated him unfairly by not letting him leave.
Now, looking at Manchester United and Manchester City, you know, a lot of people say you guys, which is Manchester City, will never be as big as United because you've never won the Champions League.
True.
So that rivalry for you between the two teams, I mean, how do you see that? Can you ever claim to be a better team than Man U if you haven't won the Champions League? You need a second to think about it.
It's a sticky one. No, it's a sticky one because, I mean, you beat them and then everybody's like, we don't have a Champions League, you know.
But it's a big thing. I mean, Pep knows it himself. You know, you need, I mean, he's brought there to win the Champions League. They've won the league. They've won the FA Cup. But the trophy they need is the UCL.
True. Okay, you know what? I can say that as long as we keep on getting these small bragging rights, at least we're building up a status or, you know, something to say we're doing something. But I feel like City will get it. Give it within the next 2 years.
Not this season. I mean, it's Haaland.
This season, I could say this season, but if not this one, definitely the next. You know.
Should Pep go if he doesn't win it by next season?
No, not that. He's doing well with the team. He's doing well with the team.
Absolutely
I think he's fine.
Another big derby, Sam, and I know it's not your team, but in London, obviously there's Chelsea. But let's focus on Arsenal versus Tottenham. Historically, we've seen the home team in this fixture seems to win. A couple of weeks ago, Arsenal won 3-1 at home. Last season, you know, towards the end, when obviously Tottenham and Arsenal were fighting for Champions League position, Tottenham won it at home. Is that how historically this fixture's gone? Home team.
It just looks that way. I was looking at the stats as well, and the home team seems to always win. And it's such a strange thing with especially that fixture where you can always bet your money on the home team, and I think it's quite an interesting thing. I'd love to see that turn over, or maybe even one of the teams to get a good draw on the other while they're at home. That would be amazing.
You talk about betting. Are you a betting man yourself? I don't know.
No, not really. We're not promoting that. We're not promoting that.
Okay. No. I know Tiani does something on the side, but let's see. So then, with regards to these two teams, what do you think, looking at their squad, looking at the depth and how they've started this particular season? I mean, are you seeing another top 4 race between the two of them? I mean, we know Arsenal's doing well. Tottenham obviously doing well on their side. Who do you see having the stronger team, the biggest depth, and the biggest opportunity to challenge you guys, Manchester City?
With the way things are going now, I can say Arsenal and City look like the top 2 contenders. But as well, you can't count Liverpool out yet. After their victory over Manchester City, looks like they're going to be giving everyone in the top 6 a good run for their money. And with that, they're going to come into the top 6. You know? So it looks very tight and very contended. For the top 3, I feel like you have to have Arsenal and City. Other than that, you don't know who's coming in third, you don't know who's coming in fourth, because it's quite intense. I'm enjoying the action of the season.
Talking about Liverpool, I mean, that's the next derby, the Merseyside derby. You know, obviously a legend, Steven Gerrard, who recently lost his job. Just your thoughts on that, Steven Gerrard, Aston Villa losing his job. I mean, was it the right appointment? Was it the right time to get rid of him? Did he add enough value to Aston Villa, and, you know, where to next for him?
I think it's unfortunate that he's obviously been kicked out of the team. Because I feel like he only came in because they were riding on his name. And I feel like I've said it before.
Not enough experience.
Yes, not enough experience. And it's like, give him the opportunity then, you know. Let him go until halfway through the season where you can see like, okay, no, now it's detrimental to our squad. Or let's see what else he can do. Does he have another vision or something, you know? So I think it is a bit unfortunate, but it was going to happen.
So Liverpool and Everton for you, predominantly been, you know, a one-way traffic by Liverpool. But Everton, I mean, also not a good start to the season, have quality players, but just have never been able to really challenge for, let's say, the top 6 in many years.
True. It's their downfall was a bit strange for me because they were always a top 10 contender. And they just started spiraling downward and downward, and it was the strangest thing because they had the team, they had the coach, but it just seemed like nothing was going their way.
100%.
But with that, on the derby topic, I felt like whenever the time comes for Liverpool to be close to a winning shot, Everton step up and they just like, nope, we want to draw here, or well, let's try and get the win on them. And I've seen that in a few occasions in the past previous years where Everton actually steps in and they hunt them down on the field.
Quickly, Sam, other big derbies that you enjoy watching. I mean, we know in Italy there's a big derby. Chiefs Pirates is the next one. Real Madrid, Barcelona. Outside of England, what is your next best
outside of
derby?
England? The
Classico.
La Liga. Yeah, La Liga.
Is that
has
the
to
one?
be the Barca and Real Madrid.
100%.
Most entertaining.
Most entertaining there from Big Sam, Little Sam. We don't know what to call him. But thank you to you at home, and thank you once again for classicshirts.co.za. You saw what Diane was wearing. You want to rock some of that? Visit their website and stay in touch with us on our social media pages. But we'll be back, same time, same place next week. We out.